The festive atmosphere is at its full swing as an exodus of people leaving Kathmandu Valley was witnessed earlier today. Despite the festive mood back home, the global attention has been grabbed by the Israel-Gaza escalation that entered the 14th day of war today. Even as Israel is threatening to launch an all-out attack, including from land, analysts suggest that they might be hesitant to do so, given that Hamas militants might be better equipped to resist such a warfare, as Gaza has a network of underground tunnels to hide an attack. Good evening, I'm Sapsanamma. Let's begin with the top stories of the hour. Massive grievances erupt regarding the election results of non-resident Nepalese Association. Charges of entire voting system being hacked draw the attention of the Prime Minister. Online fraud increases. Consumers cheated in the name of sales and discounts. Police urge consumers not to pay in haste. Canada withdraws 41 diplomats from India amid a dispute over the murder of a Sikh separatist leader. India has continued to reject claims made by Canada. And Australia in the driver's seat against Pakistan in today's match under the ICC World Cup 2023. David Warner and Mitchell Marsh both scored centuries for Australia. On the 6th day of the ongoing Dasai festival today, Hindu devotees are worshipping goddess Katyani, one of the 9 forms of goddess Durga. There is religious belief that diseases, fear, sufferings, among other troubles will go away by worshipping goddess Katyani. Katyani is regarded as the goddess of power and one of the fiercest goddesses among the 9 forms of goddess Durga. As per Hindu Vedic tradition, 9 different forms of goddess Durga are worshipped, one on each day during Navaratri from Ghatastapana, the first day of Dasai, till Navami, the 9th day of the festival. On the 6th day of Dasai today, devotees have been thronging the Katyani temple near Bhimsen Gola in Kathmandu, along with other Durga temples throughout the country from this early morning. The election results of the non-resident Nepalese Association announced last night has given way to massive disputes. The election committee had declared Badri Kesi as the winner for the position of the NRNA president with 1,378 votes. In a tightly contested election result, Rajendra Kumar Sharma garnered 1,281 votes, while Mahesh Shrestha received 1,225 votes. The panel of Sharma and Shrestha have rejected the election results, citing vote rigging among other allegations. Sharma has cited that the entire voting system was hacked in favor of Badri and that he was ready to knock the court doors. The dispute erupted after Keshav Paudel, a candidate for NRNA vice president, received 0 votes. This led to the suspicion that the system was hacked. In the meantime, the panels of Sharma and Shrestha today met with Prime Minister Pushpa Kamal Dahal, urging him not to validate the election results and direct the Ministry of Foreign Affairs to reconduct the polling. Meanwhile, the elected members of the new NRNA leadership have said that the issue should be addressed through a dialogue with the disgruntled factions. The Nepal police have urged for caution among all members of public against false festival schemes of lotteries and sale online. The police have called on the public to avoid transferring money on such offers unless absolutely sure. Many in urban areas of the country tend to shop online as goods are delivered to their doorsteps. However, there have been reports of fraudulent activities in recent time. Most consumers have reported of being swindled or having received goods of substandard quality. Likewise, the Nepal police has also witnessed cases of false lottery, sales and discount coupons have also been reported. In several cases, consumers have transferred money through online medium for goods like mobile phones and camera, however, either received wrong products or products that were different than shown in the ads. The Cyber Bureau, for instance, has recently received complaint that an individual purchased a phone for 450,000 rupees but received a mobile phone worth 35,000. The Nepal police have hence urged the public to avoid falling prey for false scheme as such and to ensure the sellers are authentic before making any transactions. They have also assured necessary monitoring has been in place. Any individual carrying out such activity will be taken action against based on the Electronic Transaction Act. According to Cybercrime Bureau, 9,000 complaints were filed in the year 2079-80, of which Nepal police had filed 127. It's time now for our segment Public Pulse, where you text us with your opinion. The question is, what's your take on the trend of starting big investment projects without adequate study? Your options are A. Political pressure, B. Ploy to show work, and C. Lack of knowledge. The voting is on. Type NEWS, select your option A, B or C and send it to 34001 to share your opinion with us. Recovery teams have pulled out a woman's body from the rubble in kibbutz as the body had signs of torture and rape. One of the team members said that the bodies of 20 children had been found in the area, tied together and burned. Meanwhile, the Israel military has said that the majority of 200 people held captive by Hamas are still alive. The military said 20 hostages were children, while between 10 and 20 were over the age of 60. United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres has said that he's currently having to deal with restrictions being imposed on aid deliveries dispatched to Gaza. Hundreds of loaded trucks with aid are ready to enter Gaza from Egypt. However, UN Chief Guterres said that the restrictions on aid deliveries need to be clarified. More than 200 trucks and some 3,000 tons of aid are positioned at or near the Rafah crossing, Gaza's only connection to Egypt. Israel shut off all supplies to Gaza after the Hamas attack in the morning of 7th of October. Israel says it will not stop deliveries of food, water or medicine from Egypt as long as they are limited to civilians in the south of Gaza and not commandeered by Hamas. Canada has withdrawn 41 diplomats from India amid a dispute over the murder of a Sikh separatist leader, Foreign Minister Melanie Joly has said, adding that Ottawa would not take retaliatory steps. New Delhi last month asked Ottawa to reduce its diplomatic presence after Prime Minister Justin Trudeau cited what he said was credible evidence of a potential link between Indian agents and the murder in June of Hardeep Singh Nijjar, who was 45 years old and was shot outside a Sikh temple in British Columbia. Joly said India had threatened to unilaterally revoke the diplomats' official status by Friday unless they left. This move, she said, was unreasonable and unprecedented and clearly violated the Vienna Convention on Diplomatic Relations. She told a press conference that given the implications of India's actions on the safety of Canadian diplomats, Canadian government had facilitated their safe departure from India. She added that if Canada allows the norm of diplomatic immunity to be broken, no diplomats anywhere on the planet would be safe, and so for this reason, Canada will not reciprocate. Canada now has 21 diplomats in India. The 41 who left were accompanied by 42 dependents. India has dismissed any absurd Trudeau's suspicions that its agents were linked to the murder of Nijjar, a Canadian citizen whom New Delhi had labelled as terrorist. Around 2 million Canadians, around 5% of the overall population, have Indian heritage. India is by far Canada's largest source of global students, making up for roughly 40% of study permit holders. Immigration Minister Mark Miller said the diplomats' departure meant Canada would slash the number of embassy staff dealing with immigration. Visa application centres in India are operated by third-party contractors and would not be affected. The Chinese Foreign Ministry has said over 1,000 Chinese nationals have left Israel amid the Israel-Hamas conflict. According to preliminary statistics, the Chinese nationals who have left have either returned to China or gone to a third country, ministry spokesperson Mao Ning said at a press briefing today. Mao said that 280 Chinese nationals had been stranded in Sderot, a city in southern Israel near Gaza, when the conflict first broke out, but all have been evacuated. The bodies of 8 Thai nationals killed in Israel from a Hamas attack were repatriated back to Thailand today via an Israeli commercial flight. Government officials held a ceremony marking the return of the slain Thai citizens, which was also attended by the Israeli ambassador. The remains will be transported to their respective local provinces, primarily in the northeastern region of Thailand, for local funeral ceremonies. According to Thailand's Ministry of Foreign Affairs on Thursday, the death toll for Thai citizens was at 30, while there were 16 injured and 17 abducted. A total of 8,273 Thai citizens have expressed their desire to return home. Israeli forces have tightened security and erected barriers in the street of East Jerusalem ahead of Friday prayers. Worshippers are expected to gather at Jerusalem's Al-Aqsa to hold prayers amid the conflict between Israel and the Palestinian Islamist group Hamas in Gaza. The compound is Islam's third holiest site after Mecca and Medina, and the most sacred to Jews, who refer to it as the Temple Mount. Niger's junta has said that it had thwarted an escape attempt by ousted President Mohamed Bazoum, who has been imprisoned by the military since a July 26 coup, despite international calls for his release. The interim authorities said that Bazoum and his family, with the help of accomplices in the security forces, planned to drive a vehicle to the outskirts of the capital Niamey and catch a helicopter to neighboring Nigeria. Niger's coup was one of 5 that have swept West Africa's Central Sahel region in 3 years, leaving a vast band of arid terrain south of the Sahara Desert under the control of military rulers. Bazoum's party and family members say he has had no access to running water, electricity or fresh goods, prompting condemnation from former Western allies. Now, parts of eastern Scotland experienced severe flooding on Friday after Storm Babet brought exceptional rainfall and winds of more than 70 miles per hour, which overwhelmed defences and left thousands of homes without power. Britain's national weather forecaster, the Met Office, issued its first red warning for rain since February 2020, predicting some locations would see as much as 250 millimeters of rain. A woman was killed on Thursday after being swept into a river, while Police Scotland said Friday a search was underway after reports of a man trapped in a vehicle in flood water. The local authority of Angus asked more than 400 homes to evacuate on Thursday due to flood warnings, and schools have been closed. Scottish and Southern Electricity Network said it was working to restore power to thousands of homes. The Met Office said exceptional rainfall was expected to cause extensive flooding, road closures, loss of power and other essential services, and warned communities could be completely cut off for several days. That is all for the moment. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.